Next thing I try to figure out is once I figure out, I make my connection, I figure out what kind of English they want, then I got to figure out what level they're at. Okay, there's basically, you have the beginner level, the intermediate level, advanced, and then the business professional levels. The different types of levels. Probably you will not be teaching beginner levels unless you're working with me on a special project like what Mrs. Club is doing, and I give you beginner level students for a specific assignment. Because typically they're going to be a higher level than beginner if you're going to teach them. Why is that? Because on your profiles, they're all going to be in English, and they need to have a level of English to be able to go on your profile and read who you are and what you're about. So typically, intermediate and above is what you would get. Okay, so once you figure out what level they are, to do that, there's a lot of different things to look for, but you have to find the level in all of these categories. For example, you may have somebody who is very good at reading and listening, but they are terrible at speaking and writing, or a different combination thereof. Different cultures tend to have different types of levels within here. For example, if you're from China, you're typically going to be very good at reading, because that's all they do in their classes is they read and read and read and read and read, and they do a little bit of listening. They think they're very good at writing when they're really not, and that's just because when they write their papers and they turn them in, they get an A+, but if you and I were to look at them, we would cringe. And so they think they're really good at writing, but they're not. I was in China, and I was at a university, and this college student who was a master English student came up and showed me her thesis paper and said, "Look, I got an A+ on this." And she said, "Can you look at this for me?" And I couldn't get past the first page. Every single sentence on the first page had a mistake on it. Every single sentence, and she got an A+ on it. So they think they know how to write, but they really don't. But oftentimes they don't feel like they really need writing unless they're going to go into a more specialty type thing, or they need it to write a thesis paper or something like that. So, okay, so trying to figure out exactly where they are, not just as a whole, but trying to figure out, okay, where's your reading level, where's your speaking level, and what I usually ask them is said, okay, rate these on your own. Which one are you the best at? Are you the best at writing, reading, listening, or speaking? And let them tell you. They usually know a fairly good idea. And that also tells you what they want to focus on. If they say that their speaking is their worst, they probably are there because they want to improve their speaking. So it also gives you an indication of what they need and what they're looking for.